So, I'm back.
Guess who's back? Back again.
It's me. I'm back. I don't think anyone cares. Just move on with the video. What is going on, everybody? What is going on? This has been a long time coming, man. It's been a long time. Wait a sec, let me pull this closer. Got us miles away from me. Right, okay. What is going on, everybody? It's GKD FIFA. I've been away for a long time, but this is going to be the start of the return of my videos, because I've been missing making videos and I've taken a massive break because I've been very busy lately. But I am going to, well, basically leave that now. I am not so busy anymore. I've got little things going on and stuff, but that's for another video. As you can see from the image now, I'm going to be doing Premier League predictions. So I'm a little bit late. But I'm going to be doing them now. So if you're excited for that, drop a like on the video, it'll be much appreciated, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. So let's get straight into it, I guess. In that number 20, I've gone for pretty much the team that everybody else has, and that's Huddersfield. Because don't get me wrong now, right? You probably do know this. You probably might not. I'm a Leeds fan, so this might be a little bit salty because we don't like Huddersfield. Huddersfield don't like us. That's the end of that. So that's not the only reason, but their squad, honestly, is not good enough for the Premier League. I'm sorry, it's not good enough at all. It's not good enough. They've bought Aaron Moy on a permanent deal now, which is a good signing, to be fair. Tom Ince is also a good signing. I think they'll both be decent in the Premier League. They've made their new record signing in Mooney. I don't even know how to say his name. Steve Mooney for 11 million. And they've also bought Scott Malone, who was a good left back in the Championship last season for Fulham. So they've made some good signings, to be fair. They've made some good signings, but is it enough? You tell me. They've spent a total of 30 million. I don't know if that's enough, to be honest. I really don't know if that's enough, because their team scraped through. They scraped through last season. They could have pushed for top 2, but they weren't good enough for it, and they only just about scraped the playoffs. So I can't see them staying up. I can't even see them having a chance, to be honest. Number 19, this is an interesting one. This is a team that not many people would have expected for me to put in the bottom 3, and that's Crystal Palace. Everybody else is thinking, oh, they've got Frank de Boer, which is, each to their own. Some people think he's going to do well, some people don't. I'm on the fence of I'm on the side of he's not going to do well, but everybody's like, oh, they got Frank de Boer, and they've made signings like Reed Wilder, which is a good signing, and they've also made 2 good loan signings in Fosu Mensah and Loftus-Cheek, who probably will start, I would say. Probably will start. I think Loftus-Cheek will definitely start because he was on the fringes at Chelsea, so that's how good Loftus-Cheek is. I'm not sure about Fosu Mensah. I've seen him a few times, but not enough to make a clear judgment on Fosu Mensah, but that's the only business they've done. They've only bought the centre-back Reed Wild for 8 million, and Reed Wild's never played in the Premier League. He's been in the Eredivisie for all this time. I really don't know if he's going to be any good. Honestly, he might be. He might surprise me. I don't know, but I don't know if they've got enough. They've got a few good players. Like they've got Benteke, who is brilliant on his day. They've got they got Zaha, who is very good on his day, but he's very inconsistent. So I don't know. I don't think they've got enough to stay up in their squad, but I could be well wrong on that one. This was the hardest position to pick. And by the way, guys, I'm going to do from 20th to 14th, and then I'm going to do the top 7. So I'm going to miss out the middle part, really. I'm going to miss out on the middle teams. From 20th to 14th, by the way, I think any of these teams could go down. So just bear with me with that. And then the same for the top 7. I think any of them could get into the top 4 realistically, because I think for once it might actually be a little bit open, because they've all done decent business apart from like 1 or 2. But anyway, right, I think third from bottom is going to be Brighton. And this was very tough because they've signed Davy Proper, who for 12 million pretty much, who is their record signing, who's a very good player in the Eredivisie. But again, Eredivisie, I don't know if you can cut it in the Premier League. They've also bought Matthew Ryan from Valencia for $5 million, which I think is a very good deal when you think of goalkeepers like Pickford going to Everton for $30 million. I know Pickford is going to be brilliant by the looks of things for England, but $30 million for a goalkeeper, you make your mind up. I don't think it's worth it. But yeah, anyway, they spent a total of $17 million. They did come second in the Championship when they should have come first. This is tilting me towards the side where tilting me towards the way why I think they'll finish 18th, because they should have won the Championship, and I don't think they've got enough bottle to stay up. Although I think these are going to be the closest to staying up from the bottom three. I think it's going to be very close between 18th and 17th and even 16th. And in that 17th spot, this is a weird one now, because of the signings they've made. They're most likely going to finish higher. But I've got Watford. It was between three teams, and I went for Watford. But they've made some good signings now. They've made some very good signings recently. They bought Andre Gray from Burnley for $18 million, which is a fantastic signing. I really rate Andre Gray. I think he's a brilliant striker. They've bought... Right, I don't even know who this guy is. Richarlison, is it? Left back from Brazil. I haven't got a clue who he is, but they bought him for $11 million. They brought in another three midfielders actually, in Tom Cleverley, Will Hughes, and Chalobah, all for a combined total of $21 million, which I think again is very good business. I think Cleverley's a good player. I think Will Hughes has got a potential to be brilliant, and Chalobah, from what I've seen of him, yeah, he's a good holding midfield player. But the one thing that I looked at and I realised, they've missed out there, is the Niang loan. Like, they had Niang on loan last season. He dug him out of trouble, if you remember, and he's gone back to AC Milan now. So that's a big loss for Watford. That's a big loss. They've still got guys like Troy Deeney and players like that, Britos at the back, and players like that, Barami, trying to think off the top of my head, Capoue dripped in with a couple of goals last season. So they've got a few players like that. I think they will stay up, but I've got them just about staying up. But again, like I said, it's tight between 17th, 16th and 15th. And in our 16th spot, I've got Swansea. So I was going to put Swansea in 17th. I think they were the closest team to tipping Watford to be in 17th. But the signing of Mesa from the BBVA, from the Liga Santander, whatever you want to call it, for $11 million, I think is a very good signing. I think the Tammy Abraham, the loan signing, I think that's one of the best signings in the transfer window. Not even joking. I think he's brilliant. Honestly, he done wonders in the Championship. I think he's got what it takes to be in the Premier League, to be honest. But then again, the reason why I brought him down a little bit was because they've lost Jack Cork, who was a starter for Swansea, and Gomes, who was very good for Swansea when he was there. Sometimes he was a bit poor, but sometimes he was good. So yeah, I put him in 16th for that reason. I haven't really got much else to say. I hope they do stay up because I'm Welsh. You could probably tell from my accent and everything. If you're new, please subscribe, But yeah, so I think Swansea will stay up in 16th. I think they'll be fine. And now 15th, I've got Burnley. This is the team where I'm looking back at my predictions and thinking, I probably should have put these 17th. But I've gone from 15th. Honestly, it's tough for me to say why, because they have brought in Jack Cork, who I just mentioned, from Swansea, and they have brought in Jonathan Walters, who's proven before he can score goals. So they are two good signings, and they signed Phil Bardsley at right back from Stoke, but he is 32 now. He is getting a bit on the old side, but yeah, nevertheless. But then again, they've lost Andre Gray, who I just mentioned, and also Michael Keane, who's arguably one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League, especially last year, for $25 million, which, by the way, I think is an absolute steal, right, by the way, because you're seeing people like Kyle Walker and Mendy going for $50 million, so ridiculous. I think that's a steal, but I don't know, I think Burnley got enough in their team to stay up, to be honest. I think they got enough. I think they got a brilliant manager in Sean Dyche, who is... I think he's a fantastic manager. To be able to keep him up last season, I think he done wonders. I think he'll do it again. So yeah, I've got Burnley in 15th. Now in 14th, I think this is the lowest they would have finished since coming up to the Premier League, if I'm not mistaken. And that's Stoke. they haven't really done much in the transfer window. They haven't done much. They brought in Martins Indy. I think he was on loan last season to Stoke, I think. Well, they brought him in for 7 million. They brought in Darren Fletcher for free, who is a decent signing, to be fair. And the best signing they've made is definitely Kurt Zouma at centre-back, who I really rate. He's fantastic centre-back. Look how strong he is. Brilliant player, I think. Really good player. And they've also brought in, Choupo-Moting. Yeah, I think he plays for Schalke, doesn't he? He did play for Schalke. They brought him in for free. But then they did lose one of their best players, I feel. Maybe their best player behind Shaqiri, and that's Arnautovic, for 20 million to West Ham. So, I don't know with Stoke, really. They could finish up to like 10th, really. But I've got him in 14th. I don't really know why. It could have been close between them, Bournemouth, teams like that, West Brom, teams like that. It could have been close with all them. So yeah, I've got Stoke to finish in 14th, and like I said, guys, I'm going to be missing out between 14th and 13th and 8th now. So I'm going to jump straight to 7th. And in that 7th spot, I've got going to offend a lot of fans. This is my second favourite team, but Liverpool. So I've got Liverpool in 7th. They've only made, well, in my opinion, they've only made one signing they'll actually do alright for their squad, and that's Mohamed Salah, which cost 38 million, which I think is a bit pricey, but he does seem like a good player, but I can't really say much because I haven't seen him much, I don't really watch much Italian football. So he came for 38 million. He's looked decent in pre-season with linking up with Mane, so that looks pretty good for Liverpool. They've also signed Andrew Robertson from Hull for 8 million. The problem with this signing for me is he's not a Liverpool caliber player. Like, he doesn't. No offense to Andrew Robertson, he's not going to watch this, but I don't think he should be playing for Liverpool. I don't think he's good enough. I think Liverpool deserves someone better. I think they deserve someone a lot better than Andrew Robertson. I think Milner would still do a job at left back, And they've also brought in Dominic Solanke. Oh, I really don't think he's going to get in the team. I really don't. Unless Sturridge has another howler when it comes to injuries. Ings gets another injury. Origi gets injured. And he might be in then, but they're free strikers. They're going to get in front of Solanke, in my opinion. And then the big one, the reason why I got Liverpool in 7th, it hasn't happened yet, but Coutinho looks like he's going to go to Barcelona, and that's the reason why I've got him in 7th. If Coutinho stayed, and it was 100% he was going to stay, then I probably would have put him about 4th, probably. Like 5th, probably. Yeah, 5th, I'd say. I would have put him 5th, because Coutinho's a game changer. Like, he is brilliant. What a player. I honestly think he's one of the best midfielders in the world, genuinely, on his day. On his day, he is. When he's not on his day, he's not. But that's what he's improved, his consistency. So, yeah, because of that reason, I've got Liverpool in 7th. I've probably offended a few people watching this. A couple of my friends will probably be watching this, and the Liverpool fans. But apologies, boys, apologies. But yeah, I've got Liverpool in 7th. Let's move on to 6th. Right, in 6th, I've got... Right, I wasn't going to put these in 6th. I was going to put them in 3rd, but I decided to put them in 6th, and that's Tottenham. The only reason why I've decided to put them in 6th now is because, well, 2 reasons. One, they've lost arguably the best right back in the Premier League, next to maybe Valencia, Bellerin. I think that's it. I don't think I'm missing anybody else. Valencia and Bellerin. I don't think I'm missing anybody else, I'm pretty sure. And Moses had a good season, but yeah, you know what I mean. They've lost Walker, and they've also lost Bentaleb, who, was a good fringe player for Tottenham. But the problem with them is they haven't brought anyone in, like nobody. Every team needs the strength. Chelsea have strengthened, Man United have strengthened, Arsenal have strengthened, Man City have proper strengthened, So I've got Tottenham to finish 6th, and I could be wrong, but... And by the way, my other reason is because they've moved to Wembley, and we've seen what they're like at Wembley. We saw them in the Champions League last season, and they didn't do very well, did they? And on that note, we'll go to 5th. In 5th, I have Everton. This is the one where people are going to watch this video and think, is he mental? Like, why is he got Everton in 5th? That'd be the highest they've finished in years. They've made, honestly, I think they've done the best transfer window, the best transfer business out of all the teams. Honestly, out of this top 7, I think they've done the best business. They've brought in Michael Keane, who I just mentioned, from Burnley, who's a steal. Jordan Pickford, who is a future England goalkeeper, future number 1, definitely, brilliant goalkeeper. Davy Klaassen, who is brilliant, like he ripped it up in the Eredivisie last season, against the Eredivisie, but still, he's still done really well. I think he'll fit in, because, you know, Coleman, Dutch, Klaassen, Dutch, they've got a little link going on, so yeah, I think Klaassen will do well. They've signed Sandro, the striker from Spain, from Malaga I think it was, for 5 million, who again I think is a good signing. And also they brought in Wayne Rooney for free, so I also think that's a really good signing as well. So I think Everton have done fantastic business, really good business, and the only thing I think Everton have missed out on is the fact they've lost Romelu Lukaku. But my opinion on Romelu, I'll keep my opinion for Romelu Lukaku when I talk about Man United. But they have obviously lost him. They obviously lost Gerard Deulofeu to Barcelona for 11 million. And cleverly, as I mentioned earlier. But I think Everton have done the best transfer window in the BPL, especially in top 7. So I think they'll finish in 5th. In 4th, I've got Man United. I think they'll just about make top 4. I think they'll scrape in front of Everton, because I think Everton will have a very good season under Ron Koeman. But Man United have obviously brought in Romelu Lukaku for 76 million, which for the record is an absolute disgrace, but that's for a different video. It's an absolute disgrace. Lukaku for 76 million. He's not worth 46, never mind 76. Fuck that. Matic, who is a good signing, for 40 million. I think that's a good signing. And Lindelof for 31 million, who will improve their defence dramatically, as Smalling was appalling at times last season, and Bailly was obviously injured. So, you know, they've improved their defence. At least they improved their defensive midfielder position, because Carrick is coming to the last of his years now. He had his testimonial, didn't he, a few months ago? And obviously Rooney left Man United to go to Everton, but that he wasn't really playing anyway, so that's nothing. But I think Man United have also had a good transfer window, but I think they're only just about scrape 4th. Right, in 3rd, this was tough. This was very tough. I've got the top 3 is gonna be. It's got Arsenal, Chelsea and Man City are my top 3. In 3rd I've got Man City, right? So you're probably thinking he's either got Arsenal to win the league or he's got him 2nd. And yeah, you would be right. They've either got him 2nd or 1st. So I've got Man City in 3rd, although they've spent the most money by an absolute country mile. Like, they bought I can't believe this, right? They bought Benjamin Mendy, who's had one good season for Monaco, for 52 million. He's a left back. 52 million. He's mental. So I don't think he's worth it, to say the least. Kyle Walker for 46 million, which again I don't think he's worth. He's a right back. You know, he's been proven in the Premier League. Fair enough. He's English. That's why he went for 46 million. Apologies to all the English fans. You know, that's the truth. Bernardo Silva for 45 million. Again, he's had one good season for Monaco. I don't understand how are they worth that. And this is the one which gets me. Ederson for 36 million. Who even knew Ederson before last season? I still don't know him now, pretty much. I know he played for either Benfica or Porto. Yeah, that shows how much I know. I think he played for Benfica. He might have played for Porto. I'm not sure. I think it was Benfica. But again, they bought Danilo. They spent 73 million on right backs. 2 right backs. Danilo and Kyle. Why did they spend 27 million on Danilo? Why didn't they just keep Zabaleta or Sanya? You know, why didn't they just keep one of them in the club? But no, I think Zabaleta went to West Ham. I can't remember who Sanya went to, even if he gone to anybody. But and they've also bought Douglas Luiz, who I've never heard of in my entire life. Don't know him. He's probably going to be class, but I don't even know him. And they let go one of their better players last season in Iheanacho. Like, when Aguero was injured, he came in, done a job. Gabriel Jesus, him and Iheanacho done a job. I thought he'd done well last season, Iheanacho, but he's gone for 25 million to Leicester, who are currently winning, by the way, against Arsenal while recording this. But yeah, I've got Man City in 3rd because of those reasons. I don't think they've spent well. I think they've brought in good players, but I don't think they've spent well. So I've got them in 3rd. In 2nd, I've got Arsenal. And this is the most controversial pick, I know. But I think they've made the best signing of the transfer window by an absolute country mile in Alexander Lacazette. I think that's an outstanding signing. I think it's what Arsenal have been crying out for years. I think they've been crying out for a massive striker, like a big name striker, Lacazette. huge. Like, they were after Mbappe for a long time in this transfer window, but they didn't get him. I think Lacazette's the more intelligent signing because he cost 48 million, where Mbappe would have cost about 120, 130. Definitely more logical from Wenger's part. And they've also signed Kolasinac as well from Schalke, the left back, who's a very good player as well. He'll play on the wing back now for Arsenal because they play this 5 at the back formation, don't they? But the reason why I've got Arsenal second is because they've got everything to challenge for the title. They've got everything. People say their defence is not very good. Like Koscielny on top form. If they play Koscielny, Holding and Mustafi, then Kolasinac and probably Bellerin on right wing back, that's a fantastic defence. Nobody can argue with Arsenal's midfield and strike force because it's absolutely brilliant. Like, the players they've got is outstanding. So I really do think they've got a chance. I don't think they're going to win the league, but I think they're going to have a very, very good season. And that means in first, we've got Chelsea. So I think they're going to win the league again. I can't see any team catching Chelsea. With the business that they've done, I really can't see anybody catching them. So they did get rid of Nemanja Matic for 40 million, which was a big loss. So he was good for Chelsea last season. Very good. Aki for 20 million. Another big loss. Like, I think he could have fitted in well for Chelsea's defence. You know, if Azpilicueta, Gary Cahill, David Luiz, if one of them get injured, he's a perfect player to come in. And also John Terry, their captain, you know, he left as well. He's gone to Aston Villa now. So, you know, they've lost some big players, but they brought in even bigger players. They brought in Morata for 60 million, their record signing, who's going to replace Diego Costa. And for the record, I think Morata's class. Like, I think he's brilliant. I think he'll do really well in the Premier League. Bakayoko, who's basically a younger version of Matic, and they got him for cheaper. So, you know, but again, it's the same thing like I said for Man City. He's only had one good season for Monaco, so he might not be that good. But if Conte's looking at him, then he's got something. You know, he's a similar player to Kante. So imagine that midfield, Kante and Bakayoko. That's brilliant. And then they've also signed Rudiger as well for 31 million, which I think is a very good signing. I've seen him play for Germany a few times. I saw him play in the final of the Confederations Cup against Chile, and he had a very good game. So yeah, that's my predictions. I've got Chelsea to win the league, and I've got Huddersfield to finish bottom. Let's see if my predictions are right. Anyway, this video's gone on for a long time, and this record is 22 minutes. I'm not sure how long the editing's going to be, but it's going to be quite a while. But yeah, if you did enjoy the video, please make sure to leave a like on it. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. It'd be much appreciated. It's been GKD FIFA, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And by the way, compilation coming out soon. FIFA 17, my best FIFA of all time. Make sure for that. Make sure to look out. Subscribe. Thank you. Goodbye.